Hola, it's time for a little Spanish review. This is for Kai. So, Kai, we reviewed the Spanish alphabet from A to F. A, B, C, Ch, D, E, F. You have this in your journal. We reviewed the words abierto, bien, cielo, cuchara, Dios, elefante, y fruta. Okay? Remember those words? Then we also talked again about the ever-popular the in English, which is one word, in Spanish, which can be la, el, los, or las. You know all about that. But we reviewed this page. Okay, remember? So we just practice remembering singular and plural. And we read all those. So you can pause this, Kai, and try to pronounce these and try to remember what they are. Okay? And anybody else who's watching. And then today we talked about Matthew 7:25. So listen for words that you know from what we've already studied. Matthew 7:25. The rain came down, the streams or rivers rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock. Right? So rock is a new word. We've got lluvia, rain, which is a new word, and then casa, house, and winds, vientos, that's an old word that you know. And then roca is new. And the verb caer is also new, which means to fall. Okay? So I'm going to read Matthew 7:25, Mateo 7:25 en Español. So listen for words like lluvia, which is rain, ríos, which is rivers, vientos, which is winds, casa, which is house, cayó, okay, which is fell or did not fall, and roca. Okay, ready? Descendió lluvia y vinieron ríos y soplaron vientos y golpearon contra aquella casa y no cayó porque estaba fundada sobre la roca. Yeah, you know that story. And the wise man built his house upon the rock, right? Then we practice saying the word ferrocarril. We must have spent at least 10 minutes trying to talk about how to roll your R's. So I pretended this was a road, and I pretended my mouse was a car. You know how when you're a little kid and you make the car sound? Right? Right? And you practice rolling your R's by being a little car. So we talked about that. And then we also read John 3:8. Again, listen for Spanish words you know. Wind, el viento. New word, sound, sonido. Another new word, where, donde. And a great word, espíritu, spirit. So here's what it sounds like in English. John chapter 3, verse 8. I'll pause so you can go get your Bible. Okay, back? Okay, good. Okay. The wind blows wherever it pleases. You hear its sound, but you cannot tell where it comes from or where it is going. So it is with everyone born of the Spirit. The Spirit, okay? So in Spanish, Juan 3:8, el viento sopla de donde quiere y oyes su sonido, mas ni sabes de dónde viene, ni a dónde va. Así es todo aquel que es nacido de Espíritu. So that's what's going to be in your journal, okay? I know, it looks complicated, but you'll get it. Especially if you take my class next session, we'll be reviewing. For instance, la casa, the house, is a new word. Then you get to draw a picture of your house. And you can see I put 2 windows in my house. Dos ventanas, because ventana, la ventana, is window, and la puerta is door. So you'll get to do that. I wrote this in another journal, but yours is going to have a place to do that. And then we talked about the breakfast train. Okay? We talked about the breakfast train. This was just a review. Okay? Because in our train, we want to put our favorite foods, comida, in the first train, our favorite animals, animales, in the second train, and familia, family, la familia, in the third train. So we played a little game today, Kai, and the girls had to say, well, what train does el hermano go in? And what train car would la tortuga go in? And they had to tell me where each of these words would fit in which car. So those words are hermano, which you know, manzana, which you know, hermana, which you know, tortuga, which you know, leche, which you know, la madre, and huevos, los huevos. So all those are words that you know, plus more. So if you want to put other animals in there, like, I don't know, los leones, or maybe insects like las hormigas, or las mariposas, or arroz con pollo, or whatever you want to put in your train, but you just got to put it in the right car, okay? Okay, now don't laugh, but then we decided to talk about teeth today because our other friend lost a tooth, okay? Okay? Actually, no, she got a new tooth. So I better cover up that because we don't need her name going all over the world. So, but I did a face. Una cara. Not a great one, but you can see we got the missing tooth, and we got la boca, los ojos, el pelo, las orejas. That also is going in your journal. And then we got to talking about teeth and hair, which of course brought us to the subject of Olaf. So then the question became, how many hairs does Olaf have? ¿Cuántos pelos tiene Olaf? And we decided, Olaf tiene 3 pelos. Olaf tiene 3 pelos y un solo diente. So we talked about that, and we talked about the fact that he has 1 tooth and 3 hairs, and he's got little feet. We couldn't decide if they were legs or feet, so I put down both. And he's got these arms, stick arms, los brazos. And then there's some questions at the bottom, right? ¿Cuántos ojos tiene Olaf? Well, you have to know what ojos are. Those are eyes. And the other question, Olaf tiene un diente? What? Olaf has 1 tooth? Is that right? Apparently, you know. So that was our review for today. We missed you. And if somebody else is watching this, we're about at the end of session 2 for 6 to 8-year-old Spanish, which is just a blast because they have a lot to talk about and a lot to say and a lot to contribute, which I just love. So we'll be doing another session hopefully in September, but if anybody thinks they want to do Spanish with me this summer, then let's see, you could probably leave a message in the YouTube comments, I bet, and we could somehow, connect. It's really fun. We have a blast, really. So, what is my experience with Spanish, you ask? Okay, well, I'm a music teacher, and I've been doing that my whole life, but before I became a music teacher, I took 2.5 years of Spanish. And then I went and I lived in South America for a year. So I got really pretty fluent. This is years ago. Then I came home and I took more Spanish and I tested out of years 3 and 4 of Spanish at the college. Just went in and took the test and I didn't have to take the classes. Then I took French in the third quarter and I passed that with a B with no previous study. What else? Oh, well, I grew up in a music store, and in my town, we have lots of Hispanic people who speak Spanish, and so I pretty much grew up in a store where at least once a week I was speaking Spanish. And then on top of that, all these years, since I was 18 years old, I've been writing in Spanish to my friends in South America, and they write back, and when they write back, I have to know what they say, right? So I've been reading it and writing it all this time. And of course, I make a lot of mistakes and my pronunciation is still very American. But I really enjoy teaching it to the younger kids and also to my daughter. She's learning Spanish. So we're, using more big people words and, having adult conversations and texting in Spanish and stuff like that. So, but it's really fun. It's really fun to learn a new language. So I encourage you, if you're taking Spanish, keep trying. Try Duolingo. There's a lot of great Spanish apps out there. And, if you want a face-to-face goofy professor, my kids call me Profesora Cuchara. I don't know how I got teacher spoon, but I started calling them Estudiante Tenedor and Estudiante Plato. And one guy even got called Servietta. Yeah, that'd be you, Kai. All right, so there you go. Spanish review for today, April, 21st? Yeah, April 21st, 2020. Yeah, all right. Thanks for watching, and we could pass this along to our other friends too. Okay, bye. Hasta luego.